Good evening. The head of the Metropolitan Police has insisted they had serious and reliable intelligence that protesters had planned to disrupt the coronation on Saturday. Sir Mark Rowley spoke out to defend officers who arrested and detained 6 anti-monarchy demonstrators, the first arrests to be made under the controversial Sweeping Public Order Act. Scotland Yard now says they'll face no charges. Our Home Affairs correspondent Daniel Sandford reports.
This was the moment on Saturday when we found Matt Turnbull, an organiser for the anti-monarchy group Republic, under arrest by police 4 hours before the coronation. Officers thought luggage straps found in the group's hire van might be used for locking themselves on in a disruptive protest. The police now accept they can't prove that, and although Matt Turnbull was detained for 16 hours, he and 5 others have now been released without charge. I last saw Matt Turnbull in handcuffs on Saturday. Today he told me he was shocked to have spent many hours in a police cell for something he never intended to do.
It is a concerning thing for everyone, for the police to be able to determine that you may be about to commit a crime when there is no evidence of that to be had. And I think that that is something that people should be concerned about no matter where they fall on the political spectrum.
In a statement, the Metropolitan Police Commissioner defended his officers' actions, saying, while it is unfortunate that the 6 people affected by this were unable to join the hundreds of peaceful protesters, I support the officers' actions in this unique, fast-moving operational context. A noisy protest did go ahead near the coronation procession without the organisers. Police had effectively prevented them taking part, using a new law that came into force on Wednesday. Saturday was the very first time police used this new law that makes it a criminal offence to go equipped for locking on. And the way it was used meant that a group of peaceful protesters were unable to attend a demonstration that was very important to them. But the Prime Minister would not join those criticising the police's actions.
The police are rightly operationally independent of government, right? They make the decisions on the ground in the way that they see fit. That's the way that we've always done it. That's the right way to do it. It wouldn't be right for me to interfere with their operational decisions.
And the Labour leader was reluctant to criticise the new legislation.
There is always a judgment call. I think, most people would say you do need powers to deal with Just Stop Oil and some of their tactics, but equally people would say protecting peaceful process is important.
The Met Police chief said his force had successfully protected more than 300 world leaders during the coronation, against a background of intelligence that protesters planned to frighten horses with rape alarms and dress as stewards to douse participants in white paint. Daniel Sandford, BBC News.
Let's talk to our political editor, Chris Mason, at Westminster. Certainly a lot of controversy about this new legislation. Any chance it could be scrapped, though?
Next to no chance as things stand, Sophie. Why? Because the government remains committed to it, and Labour, as you saw there, are themselves equivocal. I asked Keir Starmer, the Labour leader, about this repeatedly this afternoon, and he remains of the view that it should be given time to bed in, despite the fact that Labour had opposed this planned new law when it was working its way through the Commons, on its way to becoming a law just a matter of a couple of days ago. What we've got here is an ever-present tension in a democracy between the right to protest, but also it not being too disruptive. And then layer onto that this brand new law and a global event. So the police had the twin challenge of this massive event and interpreting this new law. So what happens next? There was a debate in the Commons about it this afternoon. The government remaining committed to this new act. Plenty of opposition MPs saying, though, it is draconian and unduly disruptive on those who want to protest. The Home Affairs Select Committee, which is a cross-party committee, it is going to meet tomorrow. Its Labour chair hoping to persuade fellow committee members to invite in the police, protesters and indeed lawyers in around about a week's time to discuss this further.
Chris, thank you.